On the morning of October 6, 1931, in a federal courtroom in Chicago, Judge James Wilkerson leaned toward his bailiff and gave an order almost no judge has given before or since. The Standard account says he swapped his entire jury panel with another courtroom's on the trial's opening day, because the defendant's organization had bought the first one. The defendant was Alphonse Capone, and by then he was the most famous criminal in America. Through the 1920s, Prohibition had turned Chicago into his kingdom. Beer, gambling, brothels, an income the government would later compute at over $1 million. The murders laid at his door numbered in the hundreds. He was never convicted of one. Witnesses forgot, juries feared. Capone rode armored cars, wore diamond belt buckles, and smiled for every camera. His real protection was quieter than any bodyguard. Capone owned nothing on paper, no bank account, no property in his name, no signed checks, no payroll entry. Everything moved in cash or hid behind relatives and front men. You cannot subpoena records that do not exist. So the Treasury's intelligence unit inverted the method. If they could not trace the money coming in, they would prove the money going out. Special Agent Frank Wilson spent years documenting the spending. The Palm Island estate, hotel suites, custom shirts by the dozen, banquets and furnishings, a life costing hundreds of thousands a year. Spending that size forces one conclusion: income. And Capone had never filed a tax return in his life. The breakthrough was luck disguised as patience. In 1926, citizen raiders had stormed the Hawthorne Smoke Shop, a gambling hall in Cicero, and hauled away its ledgers. The books sat forgotten in a filing cabinet until Wilson, working through old boxes late one night, found them. Columns for craps, 21, roulette, and profits split to a column marked with a single letter. A. Handwriting experts matched the entries to bank deposit slips, and the hand belonged to Leslie Shumway, a timid cashier. Wilson found him at a Miami dog track and took him into protection. The book was mute. The man who wrote it could make it speak. Capone saw it coming. In June 1931, he pleaded guilty, expecting a negotiated sentence of about 2.5 years. He smiled for the newspapers. Then Judge Wilkerson repudiated the deal, declaring, in his reported words, that it is utterly impossible to bargain with a federal court. Capone withdrew the plea. The outfit prepared for trial its own way. An informant warned that Capone's men held the list of prospective jurors and were handing out $1,000 bills. The judge's answer was the swap. The bought list bought nothing. The trial took 11 days. Merchants and hotel men itemized the fortune. Raiders swore Capone had claimed the smoke shop as his own. Shumway, terrified, detailed the profits, then the twist the defense never recovered from. A letter from Capone's own tax lawyer offering to settle his client's liability and conceding years of substantial income was read to the jury over furious objection. On October 17th, after about 8 hours, the verdict came back. Guilty on 5 tax counts. A week later, the sentence, 11 years. The harshest tax penalty America had yet imposed. Capone went to Atlanta in 1932, then to Alcatraz, where influence bought nothing. He served about 7.5 years and walked free in 1939. His mind already ruined by untreated syphilis. He died at 48, mentally a child by his doctor's account. The raids of Eliot Ness made headlines, but the accountants made the case, and their method outlived them all. Proved the spending, forced the inference. They got Capone on taxes, and paperwork learned to reach where police could not. This has been under oath.